Son of legendary South African kwaito music icon Arthur Mafokate, DJ AJ has fought to keep the family legacy alive whilst carving his own path at the same time. Having released his own album, Keamogetswe, featuring tracks such as Floating and Got to Know, AJ has made sure his music is known for the fresh and upcoming talent it introduces through its features. AJ joins us on the show to discuss his journey within the industry, his influences along the way, and his plans for continued growth and success in the music industry. DJ AJ.
How are you?
I'm good, my brother. Tell me a little bit more about the DJ AJ story.
Wow, DJ AJ. Okay, for people that might not know, evidently, DJ AJ is short for DJ Arthur Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that we don't confuse things,
So
right?
just in case.
Just in case.
You never know.
Yeah, but it rhymes nicely, DJ AJ. But your trip is not down the kwaito route.
No.
It's more the dance, house
never the
music
kwaito
route.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's more the dance house music route. You know, I feel like kwaito for me, I grew up under that influence. But there was a stronger drive for me. And when I speak about passion, I was
Yes.
more passionate about house music.
Yes.
And I feel like dance music, house music was more appealing to me as a person
Yes.
than what I like.
Okay, much as, kwaito was blaring all over the place in your household,
Yeah.
but in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Kurukwela batho ba ko strate, in other words. I can
mean-
imagine your dad, Arthur, saying, now you listen to other people now.
Yeah.
Well-
It was never like that, right? Because let me tell you something. Do you know who taught me how to DJ?
Yeah, who?
Arthur
The same.
Mafokate.
Okay.
So he was also, I think he was called Vuvuzela. His DJ name or his house music name was supposed to be Vuvuzela.
Yes,
Because
yes.
they released an album, a house album.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yes.
Called .co.za.
Yes.
It wasn't really a thing because he was more of a kwaito person.
Yes.
So he never looked at it on like, oh, well, now you're choosing, but we at home.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
But,
with my, sorry.
I'm teasing, actually. But it helps
Yeah.
because now I know how it happened. You see, so yeah.
Exactly.
And DJ Black Coffee?
Oof. I love what is going on right now.
Yes.
Especially with Black Coffee. I mean, I've idolized him since when I was beginning, and he just kept on growing and never went down, just kept going up.
Yes.
And now his achievements, when you reflect his achievements on his past and his journey, it was inevitable. He was working very hard and he always had vision. And even when you speak to him, the advice that he'd give you was flawless.
So you get to connect with him too?
I was always scared to speak to him because, when I was always starstruck when I bumped into Black Coffee. But because I think there were times when I was with him and when my father was there, he was like, hey, you must teach this one. You must put this one in line.
Yes.
This one,
Yes.
and discipline this one. So he would shed some knowledge and I'm so grateful to be able to say that I've sat down with Black Coffee and had a conversation.
I'm actually, sometimes I wonder how the creative process of house music DJing and putting together works.
Yeah.
Just so I learn something too,
Yeah.
Because can always learn from you.
Yeah, it's, Bob Team, to be honest, it's exactly the same with your job.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone. No one can do it like you do it. They can try to replace you. They won't find you. It's the same thing with musicians, You just have to be original to your sound because you can never sound like anyone else. They are best at what they do.
Yes.
So you basically get into studio and you go with whatever's influencing you. You might, let me actually shed on something while I'm saying that. My album right now, my current album,
Yeah.
was influenced by, Keamogetswe is actually the name of a lady I was dating.
Okay.
I was in a relationship with, actually,
Yes.
a commitment, I'd call it, at my very young age.
Yes.
And that was my influence to produce that album.
Yes.
It was a completely love type of an album.
Okay.
It spoke about the ups and downs of love.
Yes.
And that was my influence as a creative.
And what if we can talk about her for just half a minute,
Yeah.
or the whole interview, it's up to you.
Keep it short.
Was she into house music herself?
She definitely. I mean, when we were together, can't become a part of
I'm
this
just
interview.
imagining. I mean,
Yeah,
if
she was.
it has to reflect on her, it's
Yeah.
got to be about something that she loved herself.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And when I was doing the album, the people that I featured on the album was not just anybody. It was people that were close to me and that could
Yes.
relate with my story because
Yes,
they were there.
yes.
Your Chomi, she's very close to me.
Yeah,
She's there.
yeah.
There's a lady called Tendai, very close to me. She's there. She's the one that sings Floating. Victoria, Karabo, they were all Sizwe. They're
Yes.
all friends of
They
mine.
all know the story.
They all know the story.
So
it
everyone,
was-
when they sing and perform, they say, this one is for Keamogetswe.
they know that, and we share that moment
Yes.
when we're on stage, because they understand what we were going through when we were making that
You know,
album.
actually, it reminds me of an album by Marvin Gaye in way back in '75, I think,
yeah.
when he released it. He had just started a relationship himself, and almost the entire album, he doesn't call or refer to her by name. The album, I Want You,
Oh, yeah.
that album, I Want You.
Yeah.
I want you to want me. Where there's a track after.
That's where I went to house, so I might not be able to. But yeah, I see.
After the dance, which is probably the most popular track from there, almost everything had to do with his relationship at the time, which was causing him problems anyway, but he was trying to make yeah, because he was married, you see, and then they're now starting a relationship. But be that as it may, let's come back to now with Keamogetswe,
Yes.
all right? Which can be the fact that the audience is also Bahuamogela.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And actually, because I was still shy to come out like that, especially as a youngster, you can't just be like, yeah, this is my album, and it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
And we were
yeah.
going through a breakup. So my story was, this album is, because it was my first album which I produced, and I was very in touch with. So I was like, this is the industry now accepting me, accepting my sound, because this is AJ and this is who I am.
But now, Arthur Senior, how much of input did he make? Was he too hectic with you listening? Did he give you useful feedback? And how did it work?
Definitely.
Or did he put the cane or shambok on the table and say, hey, well, AJ, you come up with something much, much better than the last time?
Yeah. Look, he's a very strict person and he's very passionate about what he does. He's a perfectionist. He does not release something he's not sure about. So when we were doing the album, he was more of, he was in touch. He was in touch with the process. He was like, okay, see your first album, my first album was Taito Mandela. He was very hands-on with that one. He was like, now you need to learn. So now I'm giving you space. Hence also Keamogetswe have been accepted, He's giving me space to now play with my sound and do what I want to do. And he was there during the process. He was listening to every song, and he was like, okay, I feel like you guys need to do A, B, and C. I feel like this is not working, and we changed that. So I learned so much just doing that album with him. So he was very in touch.
So you must be hanging out with him a lot then, or only when you work?
Look, you see right now, he's a very busy man. He's extremely busy. And I'm also a scholar. I'm partying on weekends. My partying is me DJing. I'm not really partying, I'm working.
Yes.
So when we get the chance to, we come together and we always shed light on the industry, and he gives me information.
But you've seen what's happened with Black Coffee, right? And I suspect you are on the same path now.
Yes,
Are you ready? DJ AJ, are you ready?
I'm definitely ready. I cannot wait. It's a learning process. It's a growing process. I'm very young. I'm not going to say I'm taking things at their own time. No, I want to be there now. But you see the way life works out.
But is there traction that's been gained? I mean, the invitations, people inviting you and say, come and be part of this event, that part of event, beginning to happen, so to speak.
Ever since January, when I, how can I say, set myself on fire, my brand has gone like, whoa. I'm booked every weekend.
Really?
I'm working every weekend, and people are more familiar with me because of that whole thing that I did on stage. And this year has been very good for me, I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like it's just about to get better, because the current song I'm pushing right now, called Floating, it's the biggest song I've ever released in the 4 years of my career. Yeah.
Floating is what's happening.
Definitely.
Right.
Music video about to drop too.
Damn. Thanks very much for talking to us,
Thank you.
DJ AJ,
Thank you.
and much appreciated. Everything of the best to you.
Likewise, thank you so much.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our program tonight, and of course, you'll be hearing more from DJ AJ, okay, who is going to make you float on. And from us, good night to you.